Hey, hi, welcome back to Digit.in. My name is Vignesh and today I'm looking at the Samsung Galaxy A6 Plus. Now on the inside it has a Snapdragon 450 chipset, 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. Now on the outside it's got a nice clean look. It's got a metal unibody construction and it's also got this nice 6-inch display. It's a Super AMOLED unit and it looks brilliant according to me. Now, let's see what else I liked about this phone in the review. The Galaxy A6 Plus is a true Samsung in that it knows how to dress up for a given budget. The phone's body is tall and well-rounded around the corners. The display also is equally well-rounded and gives the phone a smooth and premium feel. Its metal unibody construction becomes very apparent while holding the phone in the hand. Two thick antenna lines on the phone's back curve outward on the top and the bottom, lending the phone a unique look. Aligning to signature Samsung smartphone body design, there are two lenses for the rear camera sitting one below the other on the back. There's a tiny fingerprint sensor right below them. A tiny single LED flash accompanies these elements on the side. Coming back to the front face, we see narrow bezels and an equally sized chin and forehead. The forehead houses the earpiece, the necessary sensors, the front camera, and a single LED flash, while the chin stays clean. The left side of the phone contains two separate volume buttons and two slots for SIM card and micro SD card. The bottom side contains a microphone, a micro USB port, and a 3.5mm audio jack. Interestingly, the speaker alone has moved to the right side. It sits right at the top of the phone side, just above the power button. The Samsung Galaxy A6 Plus looks good and feels sturdy. Picking up the phone and holding it could be a slightly tricky affair because the metal on the back makes the phone a little slippery. The backside is prone to smudges, but the display remains mostly free of smudges and fingerprints. In summary, the Galaxy A6 Plus scores very well in the design department. The Samsung Galaxy A6 Plus has a 18.5:9 6-inch Super AMOLED screen with a resolution of 1080 by 2220 pixels, giving us a healthy pixel density of 411 pixels per inch. As expected of an infinity display, the screen is bright and colors on it appear vibrant without looking overdone. Because the display is rounded, contents around the corner of it look more pleasing to the eye. The always-on display feature takes advantage of the S-AMOLED screen's ability to power on individual pixels without wasting too much battery by showing notifications and a clock even when the phone is locked. This feature is turned on by default. Double tapping the optional home button in this mode can wake the phone up for you. The side-firing single speaker is clear and loud but invariably gets in the way of the index finger when the phone is held in landscape mode for video playback and gaming. It's otherwise good for audio playback and ringtones. I tried performing everyday tasks like browsing, texting, and calling on the Samsung Galaxy A6 Plus. The Snapdragon 450 chipset with the 4GB of RAM managed to switch between Chrome tabs fast enough even as the tab count rose to over 30 without refreshing pages too much, but displayed jagged animations every now and then. Switching between apps happened without too much of a fuss as well, but there were signs of lag sometimes. Samsung's UI manages to mask slow loading times of apps by showing long animations, which is a clever trick for apps that aren't already minimized. Playing light action games like Air Force showed no signs of delay or stutter. Even a racing game like Asphalt 8 was handled well without noticeable stutters. On no occasion did the phone heat up in my hands to a point where it became unpleasant to hold. Everything considered, the performance on the Samsung Galaxy A6 Plus isn't bad, but it isn't spectacular either. If anything, Samsung could have chosen to use a 6 series Qualcomm processor to achieve better performance, like Nokia has with the 7 Plus. The camera setup on the Galaxy A6 Plus is interesting. It has a 16 megapixel sensor coupled with a 5 megapixel depth sensor on the back. Surprisingly, on the front, there's a significantly larger 24 megapixel sensor. There's a single LED flash on either side. These specifications translate to bright and colorful photos in the day, but noisy and pixelated photos at night. Photos taken outdoors are clear and well detailed, and to be fair, photos taken indoors under the lighting of a typical office don't look too shabby either. Photos taken in a proper low light setting look disappointing. They're quite grainy and there's noticeable pixelation around subjects in the foreground and background. In the same low light setting, the front camera fares better but only slightly. Photos fail to look completely in focus no matter what you do. The default camera app from Samsung is one of the easiest apps I've used. The on-screen shutter button doubles up as a movable slider for zooming in and out. Swiping up or down on the viewfinder area switches between the front and back cameras. It's an easy way to switch cameras when you're in a hurry and don't know which button does what. Tapping on the round on-screen shutter button elicits a quick response from the camera even when it's pressed quickly in succession. Apart from the regular picture-taking mode, there are 3 special effect modes. The first one's called Live Focus. It's a mode that takes advantage of both cameras at the back to create photos with a bokeh effect. The subject in the foreground is in complete focus, while the subject in the background is blurred. An adjustable slider allows you to set the intensity of background blur. The Live Focus mode works accurately most of the time, but can mistakenly blur parts of the foreground subject at times. The second mode is called Stickers. It allows you to add animated stickers to your photos as you take them. You can grow a virtual beard, or dog paws, or even don a virtual hat, if that's your thing. The last mode is called Bixby Vision. It's a mode in which you can point at real-world objects and expect Bixby, Samsung's virtual assistant, to find relevant answers for you online. All that said, the camera setup on the Samsung Galaxy A6 Plus is good for all daytime and most indoor photos, but is no good for low-light scenes, whether it's taken through the front camera or the back. The Live Focus mode is capable of creating good quality bokeh-style shots though. The 3500 mAh battery on the Samsung Galaxy A6 Plus is good for up to a day and a little more on a single charge if you're using the phone for activities like web browsing, video playback, and messaging. The always-on display feature draws more battery than you'd imagine. If you turn it on and leave the phone untouched for an entire day, you might lose up to 20% off the available charge on the phone. Charging is a slow affair. A full charge happens at a disappointingly steady pace of nearly 3 hours. A fast charging option here would have definitely been appreciated. Now, there were a couple of things I liked about this phone in particular, and those were the build. It's got a really good build. It's got a metal finish on the back. It's constructed well and it feels sturdy to hold. Next, there's the display. The display is really good. It feels like you can just keep looking at text and content on it all day long. The camera is also quite good, but for daytime photos only. At low light, it suffers from pixelation and noise. Now, the things I didn't like so much at all actually, performance, and I think the battery life could have been a lot more. It could have been a lot better. But really, performance, yes, I think that's something Samsung could have looked into in this model. Now, thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like button below and do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.